It's another hectic week here at MK Sportscars. We have some exclusive track footage of our very own CBR1000RR burning some hot laps. Can you guess the track? There's a 101 on the differences between 4 differentials. We show you the K20 first start, a sick GBS visits the doctor, and there's some serious OCD on the S2000 build. Don't go anywhere, guys, you don't want to miss it. Brands Hatch as we monster past the Ferrari on the exit of Clearways into the Brabham Straight, and it's bye-bye little Caterham Academy car. On the exit of Druids, it's past the KA. What is that doing on track? And then we're in hot pursuit of another sports KA from the exit of Graham Hill Bend. Cheerio KA Batman. Into Clearways we go, and it's another sports KA in front of us with a go faster high level brake lights. There's another 10 brake horsepower right there. Into Clearways again, and it's Adios KA. Open track now, flat out. And it's across the line. Around Quorum with the sun obscuring the vision. Just about make a little bit of traffic out in front of us. So there's traffic build up as we go into Murray's and then onto the centre straight. Listen to that CBR engine sing. Absolutely flat out, past everything. Slightly stuck behind the Citroen as we go into the top corner. Then held up by the Citroen again as we go into Wilson. Very patient driving out of Wilson, and it's flat out. Bye bye little Citroen.
Right guys, I hope you enjoyed that track day footage. Bit of fun out there, and it's always good. This is what these cars are built for, road and track, having a blast. And if you've got any track day footage, you want to send it in to us, and we can share that with our customers and the people who are viewing this awesome video every week. That would be amazing.
We are here at the K20, important moment here. Obviously this week we've had the ECU turn up, and when you get an ECU and an engine wiring harness and you plug it all together, magic happens. So should we just give it a quick go? Oh yes, she is alive. Sounding super sweet. This is the full K20 to Mazda 6-speed gearbox turnkey package now. This is the adapter plate, Motorsport Electronics ME442 ECU and the engine wiring harness. So a few little bits and bobs to button up on it, and then the whole thing goes back together. IVA's applied for. IVAs are turning around IVAs relatively quickly now. It's taking about 2 to 3 weeks and a 4-hour phone call to get your IVA booked. They've done something, they've made a few changes to the IVA where you send an email in and they will call you back rather than you hanging on the phone. There's a couple of you guys have been on to me about it, but yeah, we've all had to endure the long phone calls waiting for the IVA.
Does sound good, though.
Does sound good. Yeah, I like that a lot. S2000 build is progressing nicely. This is Project Nigel. He's taking OCD to the max on this one. So some of the things that you've seen maybe on the last few builds that we've done are body colour wishbone. So rather, the idea is that if you want a different colour chassis, rather than doing a complete chassis, all completely different colours, the bits that you see you can powder coat, we can powder coat a different colour. So the OCD to the max has gone upper and lower front wishbones, push rods. We're now running all orange silicone hoses. So they're peeking their way in. Actually, the orange, the colours are actually a very similar colour. I don't know if you can see that on screen, but because they come from different vendors and places like that, we've actually got a very similar colour, so that's cool. But he's taken it one step further, and he has, off his own back, taken the calipers and had them. Is that powder coat? Is that paint? What is that on there, Joe? Is powder coat. So he has, off his own back, powder coated his wheelwood calipers. That's the bit that you're going to see through the wheel. It's very different. I don't think we've ever done that before. So turned up through the post, part of the build here is the wiring harness, so that's all ready to go. This is one of our Indy looms that we've got, so it's all specific for the car. You've seen this before. This is also going to have a 4-button steering wheel thingy, indicators, horn and whatnot. I think it's a 4-way. So that looks like that's gone in there. So that's the 4-way. We've got the immobiliser as well, ready to be fitted in as well, which you've got to have 2 forms of immobilisation for the IVA, which is a key and an electronic immobiliser. It could be a key and a steering lock. So it depends which column that you've got in the car. But this is ticking along quite nicely. Hopefully you should see some more progress updates on this next week. As you guys know, we work on NE7, and today in the workshop we have a GBS. It's a GBS 0. I don't really know what age it is actually. I haven't looked at the age. So it's running a 2-litre Duratec engine. It's got throttle bodies on it. It's quite a nice looking spec car. It's all okay. It's come in for a few bits and pieces. Basically, it's upgrade time. It's upgrade time. So new headlights, wiring. We've had to sort out the exhaust, and we're going to do the exhaust link pipe between the manifold and the silencer. Some bits of electrical work on the inside, but yeah, it's another car that we're going to put through the workshop. Right. Does that make sense, Neil? So we're going to talk about Ford diffs, and there's 2 different types of Ford diffs and 2 different sizes. We've got the 7.5-inch diff and we've got the 7-inch diff. The way to tell which diff you've got is with a tape measure and measuring over this top mounting point. So if you measure over that top mounting point, we can tell that this is a 7-inch diff. Likewise, again, 7-inch diff. So that's the 7-inch casing. The other 2 differences with the diffs is the push-in shaft and the labro or bolt-on shaft. We call it labro. It's referred to as bolt-on shaft, labro shaft, lowbro shaft. You call it what you like, but there's about 4 different names of it. But essentially, what you've got is you've got a bolt-in shaft, which has a stub axle already inside it, and you've got the push-in shaft. Now, this is where Ford have overcomplicated things. What they've done is, for limited slip diffs, with the bolt-in shaft, if you want to put an ATB limited slip, aftermarket limited slip diff in here, you have to get equal length stub axles. So these stub axles in here, one is longer and one is shorter. If you look at the back of that, you'll see that it's slightly over to the left of your screen, whereas you would run a shorter shaft on this side and a longer shaft on the right hand side. This has got a bit complex to explain, so I'm going to use the whiteboard. I'm going to take you all back to school. So we've got the bolt-on shaft, and it's a 7-inch diff because we've measured it already. This one is a push-in shaft, and this is also a 7-inch. For an LSD in the bolt-on shaft, if you're going to go aftermarket, you need equal length stub axles. Or you go with the Ford Viscous LSD. On the push-in shaft, you can run an ATB and we can bolt one of those in. Oh, by the way, these equal length stub axles are available on the website. Priced at, I don't know, I have to check it. There'll be a link up here. So we've not even covered ratios, and what we've got now is we've got the push-in shaft. We tend to use the push-in shaft diff because it's easier to bolt an LSD in. So when you're looking in the back of your car and you're on the phone to me saying, which diff have I got? This is how you work it out. Has it got stub axles or not? If it hasn't, it's the push-in shaft, and if it has, it's the bolt-on shaft. Now we're going to talk drive shafts. Right, so what we've got now, I'm going to show you the drive shafts, which is the bolt-in drive shaft, and you can see that the bolt-in drive shaft, actually, I'll show you a push-in as well. They look completely different. Now ignore these are quite, obviously these are old ones, but I just wanted to show you that these are the two different drive shafts. So what we've got with the bolt-on shaft, obviously it's quite simple. It bolts onto the stub axle here, and then you have a stub axle on the outside. With the push-in shaft, this will just push straight in. I'm not going to put it in, but that will go straight in to the diff. And that is how you can tell. And they do look completely different. The drive shafts do, and the back end of the car. Let's go and have a look at the back end of a push-in shaft car so you can see what it's going to look like actually physically in the car. So as promised, here we go. We've got one. Here's one we made earlier, very Blue Peter style that. We've got a push-in shaft. You can tell it's the push-in shaft, as I showed you that. Obviously it's a lot cleaner. And they're all brand new, but push-in shaft, and this is a 7-inch diff because you can measure it across there. We've put an ATB LSD in this one, so an aftermarket limited slip in this particular diff. That's what we do with all the diffs, all the push-in shaft diffs. They're much easier to fit. So there you have it. Hopefully that's a good little 101 for identifying what your diffs are and whether you can fit a limited slip diff to them. Ah, you caught me shopping. I'm shopping for turbo stuff. This is another kit that is going out to one of our customers. I've got a few in the departure lounge ready to go now, but you can be expecting your kit soon. So if you have a look at our chassis register or a kit register up here, you should see your name on the list. So get excited because it's coming.
Don't forget it's competition time at MK Sportscars. Right guys, it's competition time here at MK Sportscars.
And if you want to be in with a chance to win over £500 worth of goods, there's a year subscription to Complete Kitcar magazine.
A £200 track day voucher, courtesy of Javelin Track Days.
An MK Sportscars branded jacket, t-shirt and cap.
And a whopping £200 gift voucher to spend in our online web shop.
For your chance to win this fantastic prize worth over £500,
simply follow the guidelines below.
1. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
2. Like and comment on our Facebook competition post.
3. Share this competition post.
And now for the legals.
The winner will be selected at random. Closing date for this competition is 15th of January 2022, so you better get your skates on.
Good luck, guys.
I'm still on the hunt for a covered race trailer. Anna, why are you laughing at me behind me? Stop laughing!
Take 57?
No. Right, I'm still on the hunt for a race trailer. I'm looking for a covered trailer that's big enough to take an M3 BMW. If you've got one or know of one, hook me up, send me a message, give me a call. And if you like what we've done this week, what was the last bit I need to say? Don't forget, like, share, press that subscribe button. Catch you next week.